How's it? Hey, what a beautiful day. It's not as cold, sun's out. Yes, I don't know, my bro. Let me tell you something. Can you imagine the phone calls this morning in and around ANC headquarters? Hey, number one, switch on your TV, bro. Wow, what's going on? Switch on your TV, bro. What's happening? You know those guys that paid us to take Israel to the flippin' ICJ? You know those oaks that wear the funny hats and, creating chaos around the world and that have been paying us, yeah? You know the oaks that they paid us to attack in the courts, yeah? Well, those oaks took jets and just flattened them. Remember that nuclear program we were going to get involved in? Yeah. There's no more nuclear program, brother. Because Iran just got tramped by Israel. Now what? Now what? You know what, what you may or may not know about me, I'm a fan of boxing. Some of the best trainers and boxers in this country I'm proud to call my friends. So I hang around boxing gyms quite often. And one thing I realize about all these pros and their trainers is before they get into a fight, they study their opponent, they see his weaknesses, and they work and they train according to their weaknesses. Now it just seems to me that the ANC doesn't seem to understand this. You know what, bro? Before you start taking on countries that can obliterate you from the planet, maybe you should study who you're taking on. Because now you've got a problem, you see. Now things are starting to come into focus a little bit, yeah. Why has Donald Trump offered white and minority South Africans refugee status? Why has Donald Trump cut funding? Why has Donald Trump called Cyril Ramaphosa to the White House? You see, Donald Trump is extending a very subtle but direct warning to the government of this country. Now, I just want to switch a little bit and say this. In addiction, one of the things that really you never understand while you're addicted is it doesn't seem to matter how good your intentions are when you're on drugs, right? That whatever you do just never works out. It just always fails. It's part of the addicted mindset. There's some kind of spiritual force, we call it a curse, that just surrounds you when you are separated from God through your addiction, right? Now, this is the same thing that's happening to this government. Everything they touch turns to dirt. You know what I mean? Everywhere they go and everywhere they try and make friends just turns to dirt. So you know what? Maybe they should take a step back and start trying to figure out what exactly it is that they're doing that's creating this. Because guess what now? Your bully, the guy that you were trusting to run around the playground and smash up all your enemies, all right, has just been given a thorough beating on the playground by a country that's the size of the Kruger National Park, Israel. Now you guys are running around the world screaming and shouting and attacking these people, attacking the Israelis, attacking the Americans, attacking whoever you want to attack, right? My advice to you, brother, is you better go and start making friends with people, because the way I'm reading things, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying this will happen, but it would not be a shock to me if very soon you find the American 7th Fleet 100 kilometers off the shores of our coast. You better start giving this some thought. You want to support terrorists, You want to support world terrorism. You want to cozy up to the leader of all of this stuff. Can you not see that the world is changing? The world is changing, and it's not changing in your favor. It's not changing in your favor. The guilt card and the race card have reached their expiry date with the world. And this hand-out, beggar mentality is over. I see the World Bank just gave us a whole lot of money. And I can promise you, they're going to be watching very closely how that money gets spent. And if that money gets stolen again, you're going to see what's going to happen. What are you going to do when these countries start calling in their loans and the banks start calling in their loans and you can't pay them? How are you going to pay for this stuff? There's a big thing on the brew. The world is busy changing. And I hope that the government of this country can see that it's not changing in their favor. I promise you, if I were them, I would look at it from a perspective of business and see, well, you know what, we're no more competitive in this market. Maybe we should close down and start a new business. And that's what I think South Africa should do. We should close down this government and put in a new government, because it's not looking pretty for South Africa the way the things in the world are turning now. Okay, lekker. Have a blessed weekend, guys. And yeah, I'll see you guys on Monday. Cheers, man.